some things. I've heard a lot of people speak. Some people have spoken from the point of their orientation. Some have also spoken from the point of their past relationship. Some have spoken from the point of what they know. Some have spoken from the point of religion, culture, tradition, and etc., etc. But I think we need to go for boot camps. And because you get a job, you go for boot camp so that you can get to know about the job. Why do people not go for boot camp? To know more about marriage and to know what they want to be committed to. And because most people look at marriage as much as if it's transactional. And they look at it that way because of your orientation, because of where they've come from. Orientation controls a lot of things. And I can start by saying that with a little story of a girl that went to the husband's house, and when she picks up a fish, she cuts off the head and the tail. And the husband came into the kitchen and said, "Why are you cutting off the head and the tail? I love to eat head of fish." And he said, "My mom used to cut the head and tail." And the girl went back to ask the mom. The mom said, "I don't even know. Your grandmother used to cut the head of the tail." And that story continued that way because of the orientation the girl has come into the marriage with. And most times people come in with orientation of what they've seen their parent do, their father, their mother, and blah, 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 and, etc., etc., and what they've also heard from internet. So I think people should go for boot camp so that they can go and learn and relearn. And most times people, they try to run down the essence of courtship and marriage counseling, which is very, very necessary. And so when you listen to people speak this way, and some of them are married, some are out of marriage, you ask them, how did you start that marriage? On what basis did you start that marriage? What was the foundation of that marriage that you lost? What was the foundation of that marriage that you are in now? And you're seeing things happening. Didn't you see these things from the onset? Yes or no? Sometimes you must have seen this, but because you've been beclouded by love and lust, sometimes you're beclouded with lust and you think it's love. And the question I always ask people is that, what is the role of both partners? What's the role of a husband in the marriage? What's the role of a wife in the marriage? What should be your role? Because these days, I see that marriages are much of competitive rather than complementary. You cannot be a goalkeeper and you say you want to be a striker at the same time. You're supposed to be there to protect the goalpost. Why I go and strike and make more goals? And if you are there as a striker, you cannot run back and say you want to be the goalkeeper. And that's why we have to complement ourselves. I do not see any reason at all, and I do not condemn men, because I do it myself, that do house choices, domestic choices, because you're supposed to complement each other. You're not supposed to compete. And that's why when people come up to say 50-50, I laugh at the women that come to cry 50-50, especially when they migrate to Western world. And believe you me, most of the women that come up to say 50-50, go back and check them when they were in their country of origin. Some of them never worked before. Some were full-time housewives. And because of cultural integration, they come and say 50-50. And most times, I look at them and say, man, you are cheating yourself. Any woman that comes to say 50-50, you're cheating yourself. Have you forgotten that you're the one making the dishes, you're the one washing the plate, and you're coming back to come and cry 50-50? So I feel people should come into marriages complementing each other. I'm not coming 50-50, I'm coming 100-100. You come with your 100, I come with my 100. Then we now see how we can make it work and we become intentional about things. And that's why I tell people they are basic things, and it's need not, I can't pronounce your name, it's and not. I'll pronounce the first and the second time. You mention one thing that strike me. You mention kindness. You say you can never marry a man that is not kind. That is just one of the fruits. If you marry a man that is kind and is not patient, it's going to be a problem. If you marry a man that is kind and doesn't love you, it's also going to be a problem. It could be kind to you and also be kind to other people, and shows kindness more to people living outside than you. Then if you marry a man that is kind and doesn't have that spirit of tolerance, then there's a problem. So these four basic things I've just mentioned should be the basic pillars of marriage, whereby people can tolerate. Women should be able to tolerate their husbands. Men should also be able to tolerate their wives. There are some certain things your wife should do. If there's no tolerance, there's going to be a problem. And I'm going to summarize with this by saying that people should know their role in marriages. women should know that they are the carriers of life. Men should know that they are the carriers of discipline. So if my wife is nurturing my child, I should also be there to make sure that that child is also disciplined too as well. And I'm going to also answer the question that Akoma asks, that can I marry somebody that looks like my mother? I'll marry my mother 100 times. And that's why when I got hooked to my wife, my current wife now, I asked her, I said, please, can you understudy my mom? Can you understudy the patience in her? Can you understudy the tolerance in her? Can you also understudy the kindness in her? And if you can do that, then we're good to go. So I recommend boot camp. I think we all need a boot camp to go back and keep back those baggages that we're carrying around, because a lot of people are listening to us. Generations are listening to us. Have we failed them? Some of us have failed our generations. We failed those little folks, those girls and those boys listening to us by how we present ourselves. And I submit with that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I don't know my roots. I don't know where I come from. I don't know if it's me talking to or DMV.
No. That our response was, don't get it wrong. Our response was not personalized.
Okay, it was general.
She was making a general reaction.
In this current situation that we live in, ayé tá ń gbé ń sìn, if you meet some ladies, kò ń ṣe gbogbo obìnrin, àwọn obìnrin kan nù, wọn pọ̀, but wọ́n wà láàrin àwọn obìnrin. Nǹkan tẹ́ sọ wípé kí ìyàwó yín lọ understudy patient mọ̀mísìn, àwọn obìnrin kan wà láyé ìsìn tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n máa sọ wípé àwọn prefer kí ìyá ọkọ wọn ti kú dànù káwọn tó wọlé. Ṣóyè yín, àwọn obìnrin kan tún wà tó jẹ́ pé ọ̀rọ̀ tẹ́ sọ yìí, mo mọ àwọn platform kan tó jẹ́ pé máa ń lọ, àwọn yẹn tiẹ̀ gbé feminism sórí kọjá yìí. Wọ́n á máa jẹ́ ká mọ̀ pé you are trying to polish your wife to be like your mother. And that's the double standards tá à ń gbé láyé ìsìn. And irú àwọn obìnrin yìí, if they end up being mother-in-law in future, they will try to cajole their daughter-in-laws to look like them, to be like them, and act like them. So kẹrin rí pé ọ̀rọ̀ tá à ń sọ yìí ó wà highly complex. Everybody nǹkan tá kàn ní láti ṣe, do what works for you in your marriage. Kò sẹ́ni tó perfect. Kò dẹ̀ sí a particular template fún marriage pé tó bá ti ṣe báyìí, tó bá ti ṣe báyìí. No. Inú marriage ẹlòmíì, wọ́n máa ń jágbe mọ́ra wọn lójoojúmọ́. Inú marriage ẹlòmíì, wọ́n lè sọ I love you tó 20 times, 200 times in a day. Inú marriage ẹlòmíì, wọ́n máa ń pera wọn, they can't do without calling each other. Wọ́n jẹ́ jọ ń gbénu ilé kan náà. Tọ́kọ bá lọ bí iṣẹ́ báyìí, ìyàwó ẹ̀ lè pè 5 times, kọ́kọ́ náà pé ìyàwó pa, àpèfẹ́ kú. So gbogbo alákọ̀ọ́ need láti ṣe nǹkan tó bá máa work fún wa, ká jẹ́ come from a positive view in marriage. Àmọ́jẹ́ notice kankan, àtọkùnrin àtobìnrin tó bá wà divorced or single, they are always negative towards love and companionship. That's just a notice I want to bring to us.
Jema Beyonce. Ṣé rí àwọn tí wọ́n fẹ́ kí ọkọ wọn wà láyé kó jẹ wọn ọmọ yẹn. No, wọn ní fẹ́ ní ìyàwó ọmọ bíi tiwọn. Àfidàpá ni kò ní jẹ́ kó mú dà kọjá lórí òun. Èmi máa ń gbàgbà lágbára Ọlọ́run kan tí bá ṣe fún ìyá ọkọ mi ní káwọn ìyàwó ọmọ mi kan ṣe fún mi ọkùnrin gbogbo àwọn ọmọ mi. So ẹ má sọ pé àwọn tí orí wọn pé yẹn wọ́n máa fẹ́ kí ìyàwó ọmọ wọn kó dàbí àwọn. No.
Thank you.
To go and understudy their mother-in-law. It's not compulsory that your wife will go and understudy your mother, but you yourself, you have to ask yourself a question. What kind of woman do I really want? What kind of lady do I really want? That's what you need to ask yourself. What do I want? What am I looking out for the person I want to? Because this is going to be your life partner till death do you part. So what do you really want in a lady? Do you want a lady that you want to keep, or you want the one that will keep you? You know, so that's where it comes from. You know, it's not a must that your wife to be or your wife will go and understudy your mother, but you know your mother. She bettered you. You know her character. You know what she has endured in the marriage where you grew up from, and you want your wife to go and understudy. So it now depends on you. What do you really want in this marriage? What do I want to go into? So if you just want like a flat meat, you might not necessarily do it. Do you understand? So that's where I'm coming in from, because you know you have to be intentional about what you're doing. You're intentional about the marriage. What kind of marriage do I want to keep? What kind of partner do I want to keep for life? Because it's a life thing. It's a life thing. I do not, and I always say it anywhere, that I do not support divorce. The only basis where I can come in and be flexible is when there's a DV. Every other thing can happen and can be amendable, and people can move on and get healing and come together. But once there's a DV and it amounts to risks of life, at that point, I might be flexible to say, my dear, or my bros, come out to before you go lose your life, because marriage is not supposed to take your life. And nobody gets award from being married. There's no award for that. And I've never seen anybody get any. Thank you.
Thank you. Wes, what kind of marriage is yours? Because today I don't even understand the kind of people that will come on here and will say my wife, my husband. Then I begin to ask the question, how did you guys meet? How did you guys become husband and wife? Can a process to lead see you calling him your husband and you calling him your wife? Abi mo oyibo yen ram go confuse me láàrin. What's the process leading to that? Because ẹlòmíì sìn torí pé ríra yẹn
Are you
fúnra
directing
yín.
that question to me?
No, I'm not that. I said I have a question for you, but I will put everything together. I've not yet asked the question. So, and I'm making a general premises now. So, I have not even asked any question. So, ẹlòmíì máa pàdé ara yẹn fúnra yín lóyún, ó dẹ̀ ti di ọkọ ìyàwó, ẹ ti di ìyàwó, ẹ ti gbéra yín sílé, nothing like tẹ́ni yẹn bá wá kó jáde lọ́la, wà wá sọ pé ìyàwó ẹ ó bínú sí ẹ, ó kó jáde, then you come on TikTok to come and complain. Ìmí ẹ ti mọ̀ pé ti jìjọ ṣe agreement tẹ́lẹ̀, just like the DMW you said the other time. You said it in your word yourself that you have made an agreement. Your relationship was based on an agreement. Ẹ ti mọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe fẹ́ máa pín nǹkan. So why are you coming on social media to come and complain about women? Since you have already agreed, you ti mọ̀ relation, ẹ ti mọ̀ pé civil relationship lẹ lọ, ẹ ti mọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe pín. So you should not come on here and complain again. Some things are there that they are very simple and straightforward, but you just want to come and pour out your mind on social media just to say women are bad or men are bad. Ẹ kàn ṣáà fẹ́ wá sókè kàn ṣáà sọ pé ọkùnrin burú obìnrin burú. Ẹ mọ̀ra yín, ẹ dẹ̀ mọ̀ra ọkùnrin tẹ́ fẹ́. You know each other before. You know the kind of relationship you are into, but we always like to pretend and tell lies because at the end of the day, it could work out. And have you asked yourself, did you follow the process? Tó bá jọ́rọ̀ marriage ló gbé wá pò pé lọ́kọ ẹ̀. How many years ló fi mọ̀ kẹ́ tó fẹ́ ra yín sílé? What was the conversations tẹ́ ní gbogbo processes yẹn? Ìgbà tí gbogbo ẹ̀ ń dàrú ta lẹ pè, ǹjẹ́ pé bàbá ǹjẹ́ pé ya from your in-law side? Did you call anybody? Did you involve anybody in that relationship? But you see, irú gbogbo wa on social media, we just come, we paint men black, we paint women black. But I'm hide the truth, reality, because you are looking for something that will validate your action. You want that thing to condemn man that is not doing that he has not doing the right thing. You just want that thing to validate it. It's quite unfortunate. And when the man and that is why you see so many married people taking their marriage off social media because wọn lè jẹ́ kí social media wá bá relationship wọn jẹ́. Because what some people come on here to say, marriage is suffering, I'm suffering. At the end of the day, when you hear their story, you'll be amazed. Why do you now go into marriage if you don't want to experience some kind of situations, frictions? And you see, you want that woman to be the perfect woman for you, whereas you are not perfect. You walk the perfect person for you. You are looking for perfection, where you are not perfect. Marriage is not compulsory. Marriage is not meant for all. It is meant for those that are intentional. It is a test of loyalty. It's a test of trust. Oh, my test loyalty. Oh, my test trust. How do you love? How do you accommodate people? How do you correct people? How do you talk to people? How do you communicate with people? That is what marriage entails. I want a man that is kind. After to battery kind, I want a man that has money. I want a man that has love. You are just bringing up issues every now and then because you yourself, you don't even understand yourself. So you are confused. You don't even know what you want. And that one will lead me to the question that I said I want to ask is 9 months. You said the other time that your ex, you left him because he was not having money. I don't know, maybe I heard you right.
Kí lẹ sọ yẹn náà?
Nítorí pé rí pé èèyàn ọkùnrin
ẹni tó gbé Nàìjíríà tó san $10,000 child support every month ni mo fi lẹ̀ nítorí kò lówó. Àbí kí lẹ ń sọ?
Okay. Ó náà mo sì kò fàjà mo ní mi gbọ́ nǹkan tẹ́ sọ láàrin yẹn dáadáa.
Mo sọ fún
ibi 30,000 yẹn gan ni mo ti ń ibi 30,000 yẹn gan ni mo ti fẹ́.
Ìgbà tí mo meet ẹ nìyẹn. Our first born mi ògì àgbàdo ni máa soak tí máa ṣògì. Láńlọ́ọ̀dù lé wa jáde lé several times táàrùwò lé san. Tí bá pa ọkọ̀ náà bá jẹ mí yà mo ta ilẹ̀ tí mo ti ń kọ́. Ilé tí mo ti ń kọ́ kí n tó meet ẹ mo ta mo kówó ẹ̀ fún ló fi bẹ̀rẹ̀ poultry. Ẹ wo ẹ fọ̀rọ̀ lẹ̀. Lórí ẹ̀mí dey advise èèyàn kó fẹ́ broke nigga. Kọ́ tó ju tèmi tí. No, I will not.
Ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn gan
I will not.
Ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn gan náà yìí.
Because kọ́ tó ju tèmi tí
nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ mú jáde gan. Thank you for reminding me.
From experience tèmi ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀.
Thank you for reminding me. You see, Sherry, nǹkan ibi tẹ́ sọ yẹn gan, that's where I wanted to come in, but I was a bit lost, so I need something to refresh my brain. So thank you for refreshing my brain. You see, àwọn question kan wà tá máa bèrè lọ́wọ́ ara. You see, men tó bá náà fẹ́ marry, it comes with a lot of preparation. Sherry, ọkùnrin wọ́n ti prepare wa in such a way that either we like it or not, you are the provider in the home. And you see, I don't know, maybe after my generation or maybe after generation àwọn ọmọ mi, maybe that mentality will fade away. But as of now, even the present Gen Z and Gen Alpha, they still have that mentality and you can't take it away from them. Now men, they are the provider. You see that mentality? We make a man to work extra hard to want to provide for his own. You see that moment, tí o tí rí àwọn nǹkan tó ń wá yẹn, is still preparing. Is not yet ready for marriage. It is you that have seen a woman. Ó sì fẹ́ máa fẹ́ ṣe girlfriend ni. It is you that is ready, that is desperate. Because that man that you are seeing is still work in progress. Kò tí débi tó ń lọ. Ó ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ń bọ̀ ni, ó ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ṣe tán school, ó ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ń try láti gather ara ẹ̀ papọ̀. Ó ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ń raise fund, ó ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ń wá 1-bedroom apartment tó máa gbé. Ó ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ fẹ́ máa feed ara ẹ̀, ó ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ fẹ́ máa ra TV sínú ilé, ó ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ fẹ́ máa set up inú ilé. But torí pé wọ́n jẹ́ girlfriend there, ó dẹ̀ fẹ́ ṣe competition ń ta, ó dẹ̀ ti réyàn kan. Now you are keen in, you are not giving your resources. No, it's not yet ready at that time. That's the reality that you are not speaking to yourself as a woman. that man at that moment is still work in progress. He's not yet ready. Because ó ṣì ń build ara ẹ̀. Now you are putting.
Ṣé address mi ni àbí?
No, I'm not talking to you. Gbọ́ nǹkan tá à ń sọ gan-an, ó dàbí pé tí ó kúrò ní.
Má wọrí, ó yé mi mọ̀ gbọ́ yín sìn.
Ó dàbí pé gbọ́ nǹkan tá à ń sọ mọ́ o, ẹ lísìn pẹ̀lú nǹkan tẹ́mi sọ.
Ìyẹn ni pé báà ni ò sí rẹ̀ tí mo rò pé tó mo sọ pé mo ta property mi mo kówó ẹ̀ fún.
No, you are married now. I'm not talking to you. Mo kàn ní pé mo lo scenario yín yẹn láti just make a general submission. So you are the one that is now, because of societal pressure, because of the fact that the mentality you end up in a man's house, you are putting the pressure on that man that is not yet ready. But you are having an affair because you are boyfriend and girlfriend. So the pressure is on him. You are the one forcing him. Not that he doesn't love you. He loves you. But it's not yet ready because of that mentality that a man must provide for you. So, you are suppressing his authority as the man in the house. He will not see it that you are trying to help. You are not giving him a voice. You are he's appreciating it, but it's not fulfilled. A traditional man that wants to get married wants to be able to fulfill his obligation in the home. And that is why, that is why you see a man to make owó, but I want to disagree with what he said. To make owó, though he wants those luxuries, but he's looking for real love. Our man real love.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, HH. Because now he has achieved. He's ready for marriage insane. Now he wants to go down again. And that is why you see some men that are older going for younger women, because they are now fulfilled. To them, they have achieved. They are going back to look for a love one. So they keep searching. Ele to ba ni luck, I'm rightly late to ba ni luck. So these things, they are not, to me. Some people might see it as very complex. I don't see it as a very complex issue, because I see marriage that it is a choice, and it is a choice that you made for your own self, because you are an adult. Marriage is meant for those that are 18 and above. So define the kind of marriage that you have chosen for yourself. We know ourselves. Don't let us. It triggers me when people say, you know. You only turn a blind eye because of your selfish interest, either as a man or as a woman. Hardly ọkùnrin, you know what you want. Tó bá ti róbi, ó bá ti rọ́yàn, tó bá ti rídìí. Nǹkan tá à ń sọ ti gbéra nìyẹn, ó yá ajá fọ́. So let's not stop. I might not be able to convince everybody about that, but sharing this idea of pé ọkùnrin are bad, ọkùnrin is ọkọ mi bad, ìyàwó mi bad, ó mọ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀. You know before. You made a mistake. Fix it if you can fix it. Correct it if you can correct it. If you cannot correct it, you move on. But my last point, I've been a single mother, don't allow that trauma to affect the children that you are raising. Very important. And they can submit for others to talk. Thank you.
Slightly agree, and there's some things I slightly disagree. And I think that at the end of the day, both man and woman should always pencil what they want for their lives to start on with. And I'm a believer of, I'm not, everybody is allowed to make mistakes. And I think that where you can fix them, you fix them, and where you can't fix them, you should surely move on. I'm not in that camp of, oh, you've tried, or, oh, I've tried, and you stick in that position. I'm not a fan of that. And I always believe that a man and a woman should be able to make their own money. And a man and a woman should contribute to the home. I'm sort of, I do not understand whereby a woman would allow their husband to do 100% or not in control of what is going on around the home. I'm not a fan of that. I think that we women that are coming up now, right? We should be built to be able to take care of the home, take care of ourselves, and take care of our family. And one of the fundamental things of you taking care of your family is going out there, be able to make bread and bring it home. I'm not a fan that you should just remain in the house, you have no skills going on, and you give that responsibility for the man to do it. I'm not a fan of that. And I'm not a fan of that because my own mother, who was married to my dad, I saw her always work. So for me, and they surely do things together as a family unit. I'm not in the camp that a man, we should all put everything on the man to do, whereas the woman sits down and feel that she's pretty enough to be in the house. I can't, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm looking for one. I can't understand why a woman will bring herself to that level to ensure that she's not able to support her husband in the home. I can't fathom it. And this notion that, oh, there's traditional men, right? That is where the problem starts. Because there's nothing should be traditional. What you both man and woman should do is table down what they want for their lives and work towards that to create a grounded atmosphere within family, so that the boys and the girls are able to see that this is how you do things within a family unit. And I'm mute.
Question for you, HH. Of a tradition, but I want to ask you a question. Do you believe in the family structure, family hierarchy?
Son of Grace, we've had this issue before.
And that is why I know.
Yes, I believe in the family structure. Yes, I do.
Now,
but I don't believe that a woman is a second-class person in the house.
I'm not.
No, I know where you're coming from.
No. Don't read my mind. Don't read my mind.
I believe in the family. Yes, I do believe in a family structure. Unless I'll be married to a woman.
Don't read my mind.
I'll be married to a woman if I don't understand the family structure.
Oh, good. So, what is your own idea? How do you set up the family structure?
The family structure, you have the man, the woman, and you have the children. Okay? Good. You all work. Hold on.
You have answered my question.
You all work. And when
Let us not drag this further. Let's not drag this further.
I'm not dragging anything with you, sir.
I said you have answered my question. So once I said you have answered my question, you don't need to take it further.
Okay. All right.
You said the man, the woman, the children. Good. Yeah. Is that a tradition?
Well, he is. Because we've always followed structure. The man, the woman, and the man, the woman.
That is why in marriage we always follow tradition.
Yeah, but that structure that you're talking about, the man, the woman, and the children, that I follow. That is a structure. But it means that the two adults within that family home are working side by side in order for that family structure to be maintained. I'm not a
Son of Jane,
fan
sorry.
that a
That makes sense.
woman, I'm not a fan that, okay, I believe that within me and David, yes, he's the man of the home, but I'm the woman of the home. So the two of us, in order for us to have a structure of how our family is going to be set up, we both need to be working together. Because if I decide not to work with David, my whole family unit will dismantle. No, there's no, I wouldn't say that David would never do hierarchy with myself. And I will never do hierarchy with David. I believe me and David, again, love is in the center of our relationship. And where there's love in the center of our relationship, you work together with love. I don't need to, and no one needs to tell me to respect David or to love on David, because it's naturally coming from the inside of my belly. So I don't need anybody to say, oh, when I see my husband, I need to portray, oh, when I see him, I need to be shaking. No. We work together because we love each other. It's not about the family structure. It's the fact that you're working in love, and working in love produce good fruit. So when people come and start saying, oh, the man is a whatever, we're also telling our children that, oh, guess what? When you're telling your girl child that when she gets up, when she grows older, after you've sent her to school, after she's exposed, she's relegated to the back, because guess what? Some man will be on top of her. That's rubbish. That's rubbish, and we should stop putting our children through that. We're equal, work in love, and produce good fruit. And I'm mute.
Lady H.
Now, when you say equality, okay,
Sorry,
continue. I wanted to address
Lady
that
H.
equality.
This has
again.
nothing to do with equality either.
No,
I'm
you
not
just
sorry.
working
You
on
just
the
use that word.
parameters
You
of
just use that
equality.
word.
I'm not working on the parameters of equality. I am
Lady
actually
H.
working in the parameter of having a loving relationship first, and every other thing falls into place. And I'm mute.
Lady H, are you on Bintu's friends?
Mama Bintu's friends.
Oh, I wanted to share you said something about the mouse the other time.
Yes.
So I've got, we have hierarchy. Take it or leave it. There's hierarchy.
That's, you see, when you guys say hierarchy, yeah, that is where the problem falls down.
There's hierarchy. Either we like it or not. We don't like to say it, but that is the fact. There's hierarchy. Even in the lions and it's lion pride, there's hierarchy. So the matter is a very sensitive matter, but there's hierarchy.
We can never work wherever people say hierarchy in a relationship, then no matter. That's why we have all these,
because every relationship have a structure. There's a structure in relationship.
I understand the structure. The structure is not the problem. It's working side by side with a man. If not, you don't need to get married. Well, people married.
That's why two drivers cannot drive a car. It's going to crash. Yeah. If you have two drivers driving the same car without aligning to each other, understanding each other, the car is going to crash.
Yeah, but the cars are designed to crash. You get up and you start again.
Yeah. So as marriage.
You can always, marriage is not a do or die affair. That's what I'm
absolutely.
It's never a do or die affair.
Absolutely.
You can
And it's
change your
not
mind
built,
at
it's
any
not,
time.
it's not meant to be endured. It's meant to be enjoyed. There's a lot of things that goes into it. The ways and manner you prepare your own pepper
Your
soup might
class.
differ from Luto.
Your class.
Baba.
Ibo let's go, but then marriage is not to be endured, it's not to be enjoyed. Let's go,
Pepper
but
soup,
Okay,
they
please,
say the
I
water.
quickly have a question.
I need to understand that particular statement.
Marriage is not meant to be endured.
Ibo let's
It's
go,
meant to be enjoyed.
Ibo let's a car is designed to crash.
Thank you.
Designed to crash.
That's what I wanted to ask.
That's Lady H
Excuse me, please don't do
That's
that.
what I wanted to ask. That a car is
Don't
designed
do
to
that.
crash.
Don't do that.
No,
don't do that.
no, that's
Cars are not
Lady
designed to
H.
crash.
That's why I
Likewise,
said.
marriages are not designed to. Let me just land. Cars are not designed to crash, and neither is marriage designed to crash.
It's designed to crash.
Remarry.
Thank you, Luto.
The only reason why people can only remarry according to institutions from that different cultures and religion.
Luto, if you hear my statement, that's why I said
there is no statement. Your statement had no condition. Your statement was definite.
It's not the attitude.
Your class.
Òwe Yorùbá náà pa ọ̀gá méjì ò lè gbé ní ọ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan náà òwe tó ń pa nìyẹn.
Òwe Yorùbá kọ́ nìyẹn. Òwe Yorùbá kọ́. Wait. I'm going somewhere. And I hate that we have been able to tweak this thing so much that the coming generation have now missed their way because of the older generations who have failed to be sincere and straightforward. If your marriage has crashed and you understand that your marriage has crashed, please, in a bid to enjoy your own life and to move on, do not give people false narratives. It is okay if something could not work and you try again. It's fine. Fine, perfect. But the narrative has to be straightforward and it has to be genuine. Cars are not designed to crash. Cars are designed to move you from point A to point B.
Primarily,
there's no secondary attachment to it that they are designed to crash.
Why
safety measures. Safety measures. You said what? Listen to me. Safety measures, because of our recklessness, that's driver's recklessness, and the safety of passengers, is why they have thought that, okay, should peradventure something happens, Kinoma sustain life when you eat of Inyoku. It is not even to keep you fit, because you can even lose your 2 eyes, you can lose your limbs, you can lose your sensitive organs, but they want you to still be alive, probably to give them what's it called, details or whatever it is of how that thing happened. So that is why you have airbags. It is not because they have designed it for it to go and crash.
Mommy Joe, now
that being said, you see, the institution of marriage is not designed to crash. It is not designed to be enjoyed. It is not a festival. It is not a carnival. It is not a laugh matters. Nobody goes into marriage because you feel that the other person is going to always make you laugh. Because even me myself, I go there for us, man. 2017, I've said it here before. 2017, I drank the whole of 2017. So imagine that I was married at that time. How am I supposed to carry anybody along?
That you just raised there.
Now
You're allowed to, you drunk yourself to
back to consciousness.
Yes.
To reality.
Yes. But at the end of at that point, you were down.
I
you
was
were
down.
able to raise back.
Did anybody raise me back?
But that's what I'm trying to say.
I was single. I was single to stupid, but did anybody raise me back? No, I raised myself back. So if you are married, you still need to understand that regardless of what they have told you that 1 + 1 is 1, or husband and wife come together and become one, you are still different people. That's why you have different names. That is why at some point, even the husband should give his wife privacy and wife should give husband privacy. They might be going through things, and you need to understand that this is a difficult time. You cannot you cannot go through people's ordeals with them, regardless of maybe your husband or your wife. If your husband has cancer and you are taking care of the person, you are not going through it with him because he's expressing something different. If your husband loses his job and he cannot provide for the family, you can be enduring that he can't provide, but you're not enduring the mental stress he's going through that he's unable to provide in the house. Let's not mix things. Don't mix things up. Marriage is not about enjoyment. When you go into marriage, you have placed yourself in a position to say that I want this person next to me, regardless of whatever comes. That is why the original oath they swear in church is in sickness and in pain. For richer, for poorer. They did not say
Mr.
for
Loto.
laughter. I am livid. We keep mixing these things up and we keep preaching bullshit, and everybody's just going back and forth.
No. Every statement. No, calm down. Don't take it personal.
No, when I am done, I am done.
No.
Because I do not like the
Don't
mere
take
fact
it
that you see
personal.
this.
You-
No, I'm not
No. That is not the
wonderful home,
interpretation.
But I hate the mere fact that where we are right now,
That is not every statement with explanation if time permits. Endurance, enjoyment could have an explanation, but let me let you land.
Endurance has just one definition.
Yeah, but when it comes to attachment with
choose
marriage,
to
it could be
contextualize it,
explained. That will
let me-
have an understanding.
see,
that
there
will
is-
not bother down.
If you
to
choose
what-
to contextualize the meaning, if you choose to contextualize,
I come on for
your
you.
class, you are only disrupting me because you want to pass an agenda. I don't want you to pass the agenda. It doesn't work that way. That is why we have too many broken homes and single mothers. It is not good for us. Look, go and check the statistics of those whose home have broken the most in this UK. Nigerians support you know. Go and look at the Asians.
Yes,
Because
their
they
marriages
follow
break
culture.
up as well.
Because they
don't
follow
be-
culture.
don't
It is
be
not
under
breaking
any-
as much as ours. It will
It's
break.
not on
It
the
is-
same level. Their
It's not the same
marriages are
level.
even worse.
It is
Their
not the same level.
marriages are
It is
even
not
worse.
Pluto, just
Let me
for
explain
this
something to you.
It's the same thing. Let's continue that conversation. Personally, I'm enjoying your response. I'm
Cherry,
enjoying your
Cherry,
solution.
why I'm saying it's not the same thing is because, Cherry, our own reasons are always attached to very mere silly things and sentiments. They are not always on what is really really affected. Things are really affecting you.
It is because you are in Nigeria. Nǹkan tẹ́ ṣe rò bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn nìyẹn. Tẹ́ bá wo nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ láàrin àwọn India tẹ́ ń sọ yẹn. Ìyàwó ilé tó ń dó mọ́ ibi iṣẹ́ tó ń dó mọ́ shift ìyapanu.
Ẹ má jẹ́ ká sọ̀rọ̀ lọ síbẹ̀. Ẹ má jẹ́ ká sọ̀rọ̀ lọ síbẹ̀. You see, when it comes to marriage, it's not one size fit all.
But continue you are making.
If it be in law, get me.
No. Marriage is not one size fit all. What
Is there-
work for A might not work for B.
Enesuru. Is there a popular approach to marriage?
It's trial and error.
No. Marriage.
It's trial
I am asking
and
it is
error.
yes or no.
To
That's
be
not
honest,
that's
it's
not-
trial and error.
A trial
I'm not asking-
and error.
I am not asking you that question.
I
Change.
totally disagree.
Tell me, trial and error. I'm asking you yes or no. Is there a particular approach to marriage?
Yes, there is.
Is there?
Yes, there
It's
is.
trial and error.
There is
No.
a particular
It's
approach to
not
marriage.
error.
What do you
There's
mean
a
it's not trial
particular
and error?
approach.
No. It's not. There's
There's a
approach.
particular
There's an
There is a
approach.
What do you
particular
mean it's not
approach to
trial and
marriage.
error?
Do not
You
give
are
us trial and error.
gambling with marriage.
It is
You are not
how
gambling
people have
with marriage.
chosen.
You marriage, you can be in love with someone anyway. Sorry, my own
Do you
views are
not
quite
see where I
where
said
I
people
think
have
it's
mixed
quite.
so many things up with marriage?
No.
And
It's
I
never
said the
trial and
way
error.
What
marriage is
is all
never
about.
for me. Marriage is never a do or die affair.
So
Yeah, it's not a do or die
and I
affair.
still-
honestly,
Agree.
I
But it's
don't-
never
I don't
trial
expect-
and error.
I don't expect that coming from you, honestly.
Me
Hello,
from
house.
me
Hello, house.
from me.
Let me just my greetings to the whole house. Yeah, I'm enjoying this. Luto, thank you. Luto, thank you, but don't believe it because you are taking it an extra step.
No, I don't like when we sincerely when you are encouraging bad behavior. Woman, be me no go.
It's okay. It's okay. Let me
Why
just.
you upset? It's
my
people's
friend.
views.
No, let's say we encourage
Hold on.
bad behavior. You see,
Hold on, please.
whatever
let
comes
me just
as
put
an
my 2
adult.
cents.
Ẹni sùúrù, ẹ jẹ́ kí.
It's okay. I've been listening to you guys all through. I'm enjoying the back and forth. When it comes to marriage, a whole lot of us have our own idea of our own kind of marriage. We all have one certain kind of idea in our head. This is how I want my marriage to look. But listen, you're both two adults who is supposed to run a company. This is a company that you want profit from. And if you want to excel and get to the top and be the number one billionaire like Elon Musk in this marriage, you have to sacrifice the things Elon Musk sacrificed before he got to the top. What are the roles of board of directors? Both of you are board of directors in this marriage. What are the things you're supposed to do? I understand what Lady HH is saying. She's coming from a point, though I do not agree with some things like marriage is supposed to crash. No, it's not supposed to crash. And few things.
Of course, it's not. Are you always in love with your spouse?
Hold on. No, it's the car. I know you're talking about the car. The cars are meant to crash. The interpretation it will give is marriage is meant to crash. That's where I'm going. I'm not saying you said it directly. And if you say cars are meant to crash, you might be correct. That's the reason why they do crash tests for cars. And why they do crash tests is even eventually if it's going to crash, so that the impact will not be that much. Let's put in better airbags and see how we can do it. So you sit down, look at your marriage and say, if this marriage is going to crash, what are the parameters to put in place that either the man or the woman will not have psychosis after that marriage and you want to take your life or you want to become mentally deranged? Because some people never recovered from their crash marriages. We should understand that. Now, marriage itself, what does it actually mean? Is there a pattern to it? That is for me, just the way you have to pilot a plane. One is the main pilot, the other one is a co-pilot. There is hierarchy. Somebody must be in charge. Somebody must be by the side and tell you the details you are missing because we don't know it all. Hey, babe, you're going to this direction. Why not look at this direction? Hey, thank you. I'm almost missing it. You're both in that marriage as the same, but you're not the same. God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit, they are one. And is there hierarchy? Yes. Did Jesus look up and say, Father, if it's okay, let this cup pass over me? Yes. You can be on the same pedestrian, but one person leads the show. If the woman gives the anchor to the man and say, lead this family. Why? I bear your name. Your name alone carries weight. Mrs. This. That is a lot. If anything happens, that is the name they are looking at. They won't say, Kilo Shele si Sheun, and Kilo Shele si Mrs. Kinikon. So you're looking at the holistic family affair on its own. So what do we do to make these marriages? Take off some things from our mind. You have to sometimes empty some of the things you know and learn new things, good things. I tell people, why do you see only bad marriages? Why don't you see good marriages? There are good marriages, but they are not amplified. But you see the bad ones, they quickly just amplify it. Didn't you see this? Didn't you see this? And this pushes some people to be defensive. Just at the beginning of getting married, you're married 1 year, you're becoming very defensive. Some people is bad relationship. You've had bad relationship before. Now you met this guy, you're marriageable age, you get married. You see those things that guy did to you, you're defensive of it already. That if he does it, I'm going to do like, because two things, it's not going to happen to me again. You forget that you're supposed to purge yourself first. Come into it empty. Have a conversation. Let me say this. Marriages that you step into without creating a law that guides you, that marriage will pack up. Let me explain vividly. If you are working in an institution, they have laws that guide you. You cannot fight. You cannot wear any indecent clothes. You cannot do some things because there are laws guiding you working in that company. In the environment you live, there are laws guiding that environment. You cannot drink and drive. They will prosecute you. But why is it that you're going into marriage? Both of you will not sit down and draw the laws that will guide this marriage before you even kickstart it. What is our curfew time as husband and wife. If you have misunderstanding, how do we sort it? We go to bed. Do you want us to keep malice? Some people keep malice 3 weeks. The same marriage, they don't talk to each other. Because from the beginning, there is no law guiding you. You did not sit down to create. How do we fix our finances? Hey, you earn more than me. I earn this. How do we do this? How do we come to a point? Because life is not static. Life will show you pepper at some point. How do you bounce back? Eventually, think about Shewa. Lose the Shewa. What do we do? These are things that should be discussed before marriage. You see marriage? Nah, I like you. You're shapy. I jump into it. We want to get married. We move into it without laws. How do you expect to sustain that marriage? Because by the time your husband raises his voice because he's angry, you guys didn't discuss it. Whenever you're angry, don't raise your voice. Let's maintain respect for one another. If you are taught it, if it comes into this marriage, you find out that when it happens, say, Oni, you're raising your voice at me. This is one of our rules. He will calm down and say, I'm sorry. This is what I'm trying to say. Marriage is sweet. I will submit by saying, if you find the right man, you must be intentional. If you find the right woman, you must be respectful as a man. You cannot. You see, house chores, responsibility, all stuff, they are meant to be done by both of us. We are supposed to help each other. Nobody is superior than anybody. But you will lead like the pilot. I am the co-pilot. Let's take this plane to the destination so that both the children and us will not crash. Thank you. I submit.